say that I feel sorry. Only people are getting.
I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. I was in a dark place for a few years, you know what I'm saying? And I have to give a special shout out, thank you, all that love. Cassie for holding me down in the dark times. Love.
Is there anything that you may want to confess tonight before you go in?
I keep everything right here.
There you go.
Or right here.
Yeah.
You angelic all the time.
Diddy's troubles just got a whole lot worse after rumor has it that he allegedly attempted to force Selena Gomez to come to one of his parties. Not only that, seems that Diddy had his eye on Selena for a long time. However, Cassie is rumored to have warned Selena about Diddy, and she paid dearly for that. So grab your seats because this is going to be one of the most shocking and heartbreaking stories you are about to hear.
Graphic testimony detailing allegations of abuse, violence, and threats by Sean Diddy Combs. We're talking about what the celebrity stylist, who was by Cassie's side for more than a decade, had to say on the stand. The brutal beatings. Deontay Nash says he saw Combs lay on Cassie Ventura, how Cassie almost jumped off a balcony to escape Diddy at a hotel, and what Deontay Nash said happened when he tried to stop Combs in the middle of one of his alleged assaults.
Guys, shocking allegations about Diddy have been coming out ever since he was arrested, but one people didn't see coming is the one that included Selena Gomez and how allegedly it caused Cassie a whole lot of pain. Now, it all started back in 2016 when Selena Gomez dropped a seriously bizarre story in an interview with GQ. And yes, it involved none other than Diddy. So picture this. Selena's in the middle of her hot and heavy relationship with Justin Bieber. She's a major name in both music and TV, and then out of nowhere, Diddy mistakes her for the valet. Not joking. Selena told GQ, "P. Diddy gave me his valet ticket once. Do you know what I mean? Because he thought I was the valet lady." Wait, what? Even the interviewer was stunned, basically like, "You're kidding, right?" But nope, Selena doubled down and said she thought it was hilarious, adding that she actually laughed hysterically when it happened. However, rumor has it that this wasn't just a random case of mistaken identity. Okay, let's break this down for a second so you can truly see the full picture. By 2016, Selena had already wrapped Wizards of Waverly Place, starred in Spring Breakers, dropped multiple chart-topping albums, and was basically pop royalty, especially with all the Jelena media frenzy. So how exactly did Diddy not recognize her? Some fans think it was a genuine mistake. Others, well, they're not so sure. Rumor has it that this is when Diddy began his ploy to lure Selena in. Now, the entertainment world is small, and Diddy's been in it long enough to know who's who. So either he really had no clue who Selena was, which feels very unlikely, or there was something else going on, like maybe some old school shade or a serious moment of obliviousness. According to certain rumor mills online, Diddy later attempted multiple times to hang out with Selena. He was insistent that she should be invited to his parties, but allegedly Cassie was able to warn her, and because of that, she was subjected to alt of torment. Now, Cassie recently wrapped up her second day of gut-wrenching testimony, and what she revealed Diddy did to her after the Selena incident left the whole world shaken. She didn't hold back. Cassie painted a chilling picture of what her decade-long relationship with Diddy really looked like, one marked by intense control, physical violence, and yes, blackmail. She told the court that the abuse started as early as 2007, just a year into their relationship. According to Cassie, the violence wasn't occasional, it was a recurring, terrifying pattern. Prosecutors didn't just take her word for it either, they brought receipts. Photos of bruises, gashes, and injuries that Cassie says were all caused by Diddy's beatings. One of the most shocking? A deep cut above her eye that she claims left a permanent scar. She even recalled how one of Diddy's own security guards broke down crying after seeing her bloodied face in Las Vegas. That's how brutal it was. And get this, after some of the beatings, Diddy allegedly hid her away in hotels. One time, he kept her in a room for days, under surveillance by his staff, while she healed. She made it clear she wanted to leave, but didn't dare try. Why, as Cassie chillingly put it, "I understood Sean's capabilities, his access to guns, the threats that he made, let that sink in, but one of the most explosive moments in court, the discussion around the infamous 2016 hotel incident, the one caught on surveillance and released by CNN last year. The footage shows Diddy hitting, kicking, and dragging Cassie. Yes, dragging her. It's brutal, it's undeniable, and it was a major talking point even before the trial began, especially during jury selection. And now, seeing Cassie describe it all in her own words, it hits different. This isn't just a story about a toxic relationship, it's a case of long-term, calculated abuse at the hands of one of the most powerful names in the music industry. The fact that she's finally standing in court and telling this story, that takes courage most people can't even imagine. Now, this story just keeps getting darker and more disturbing. You see, just days before what should have been one of the most exciting moments of Cassie's career, her first major movie premiere, behind the red carpet glam and camera flashes, Cassie says she was hiding a black eye, a swollen lip, and bruises all over her body, injuries she claims were inflicted by Diddy himself. According to Cassie, the days leading up to that night were filled with dread. In newly revealed text messages, prosecutors showed Diddy asking her what she was doing that evening. Cassie's response: she told him she wanted to FO, a term she says stood for freak off, Diddy's infamous drug-fueled adult-themed marathons that he allegedly orchestrated like Twisted Productions. But here's the gut-wrenching part. Cassie testified she didn't actually want to participate. She only said that to try to manage Diddy, hoping it would prevent a worse outcome. If I pleased him with a freak-off, she told the court, then my premiere would run smoothly. The encounter allegedly happened at the Intercontinental Hotel, and what followed? Violence. Cassie says Diddy became aggressive and struck her hard enough to leave her with a black eye. Frantic and terrified, she grabbed her things and tried to leave. And yes, this is the same incident caught on that grainy but damning hotel surveillance footage released by CNN last year. The footage was played in court from multiple angles. You can see her in the elevator lobby, putting on her shoes, visibly shaken. Suddenly, Diddy storms in wearing a towel, hits her, and drags her back down the hall toward their room. Let that sink in. Cassie testified that she managed to call hotel security during the chaos, while Diddy took her bags back to the room where she claims an escort was already present. She told the court that Diddy was yelling at her that she couldn't leave. A former hotel security guard, Israel Flores, confirmed he responded to the incident that night. In footage from another angle down the hallway, Cassie can be seen re-emerging from the room, now with her bags in hand. She testified that she escaped by taking an Uber home, but the damage had already been done physically and emotionally. She described going to her movie premiere shortly after, with bruises on her shoulders, legs, and a face she had to conceal with heavy makeup. Prosecutors showed photos from that night, including red carpet images and after-party shots where Cassie pointed out the bruising that was still clearly visible beneath the surface. Just imagine the strength it took to smile for cameras that night, knowing what had just happened. This testimony is more than just devastating. It's proof that behind the facade of celebrity glamour, a horrifying truth was unfolding. Now, this part of Cassie's testimony is almost too chilling to believe, but it's all playing out in court under oath. Cassie told the jury that right after that 2016 hotel incident, she managed to grab a phone and call hotel security, while Diddy took her bags back to the room where she said another escort was already waiting. And here's the horrifying part. According to Cassie, Diddy kept telling her she couldn't leave. Let that sink in, being held against your will by one of the most powerful men in music. Former hotel security guard Israel Flores backed her up, testifying that he responded to the scene. More surveillance footage, this time from a long hallway, showed Cassie disappearing into the room and later coming back out with her luggage. She says she called an Uber and got out, but she didn't escape the damage. Cassie showed up to her movie premiere with a black eye and a fat lip, caked in makeup to cover the visible bruises on her shoulders and legs. Photos shown in court prove it, but that wasn't even close to the end. Cassie testified that during her years with Diddy, she was often using drugs, sometimes with him, sometimes just to cope. She said she developed an opiate addiction to numb herself, especially during the so-called freak-offs she says she never wanted to be part of. And here's where things get even darker. Prosecutors showed jurors private screenshots kept sealed from the public of Cassie with male escorts during these freak-offs. These weren't just disturbing memories. According to Cassie, Diddy weaponized them. She claimed that Diddy kept videos of these encounters as blackmail, threatening to release them to destroy her image whenever she tried to move on or date other men. When she began dating rapper Kid Cudi, yes, that Kid Cudi, Diddy allegedly said he wanted to blow up Cudi's car. Cassie said the threat felt so real, it drove her to end the relationship. Here's the bombshell. Cudi later confirmed to the New York Times that his car did in fact explode in his driveway. Same time frame. Throughout her testimony, Cassie made it heartbreakingly clear. She once loved Diddy. She genuinely wanted to make him happy. Sadly, by 2018, the trauma had consumed her. She says she was experiencing full-on PTSD and made the decision to end things. But even that didn't go how you'd expect. She testified that during what was supposed to be a calm closure dinner in Malibu, the two shared what felt like a positive final conversation. Diddy even drove her home. Then, according to Cassie, he raped her in her own living room. I just remember crying and saying no, she told the court. I don't even know if he noticed. By the end of her testimony, Cassie broke down in tears. She admitted she was battling suicidal thoughts as recently as 2023. She entered rehab and trauma therapy with support from her husband, and while healing, she started writing a book about everything she'd lived through. This isn't just a scandal anymore. It's a window into the terrifying reality of abuse, control, and power in the highest echelons of the entertainment industry. And if it wasn't for Cassie's alleged intervention, Selena might have been going through this too. Anyways, let me know what you think about this heartbreaking story in the comments. And don't forget to check out our There videos so you can keep up with all the latest tea. Till next time. Bye.